Global warming is the most serious environmental problem of present times. It is the rise in Earth's average temperature caused due to human actions like burning of fossil fuels, destruction of forests, and huge industrial operations. This impact creates a ripple effect on the ecosystem, human health, and global economy. In this article, we are going to cover global warming, its cause, its effects, and efforts to conserve the environment. Global warming. Global warming is defined as a long-term rise in Earth's average surface temperature, which is mainly linked to human activities. It is closely associated with phenomena of climate change as the emissions of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere traps heat and disrupt natural climate system. While global warming occurs due to natural reasons such as solar cycles or volcanic eruptions, high temperature warming witnessed in recent centuries is primarily the result of human actions like excessive burning of coal, oil, and natural gas, widespread deforestation, and industrial pollution. Global warming causes. The causes of global warming are divided into natural factors and human-induced factors. While natural causes have always influenced the Earth's climate, over thousands of years, human interference has accelerated the process at an unprecedented pace, leading to severe environmental consequences. Global warming due to natural causes. Solar radiation variation. The sun's energy output is not constant. It fluctuates, which leads to small changes in Earth's temperature, rare but stronger solar activity, and can slightly increase global temperatures. Volcanic activity. Major volcanic eruptions releases gases and ash into the atmosphere, while aerosols from eruptions temporarily cool the Earth by blocking sunlight. The carbon dioxide emitted contributes to long-term warming. Earth orbital changes. The tilt and orbit of Earth, also known as Milankovitch cycle, affect how much solar energy the Earth receives. Over thousands of years, these natural shifts can cause warming or cooling phases. Global warming caused due to human activity. Although natural causes play a role, the main reason for global warming is human activity. Industrialization, urbanization, and unsustainable agriculture practices are releasing high amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Burning of fossil fuels. Coal, oil, and natural gas used for electricity, transportation, and industries emit huge quantities of CO2. Fossil fuel extraction and use also contribute to methane emissions. Deforestation. Trees act as carbon sinks, absorbing CO2. Cutting down forests for farming, urban settlements, or timber reduces this absorption capacity, increasing atmospheric CO2 levels. Industrial activities. Manufacturing, cement production, and mining releases CO2 and more harmful gases like hydrofluorocarbons and sulfur hexafluoride, which are far stronger than carbon dioxide in trapping heat. Agriculture. Livestock farming produces methane, while the use of synthetic fertilizers releases nitrous oxide, another powerful greenhouse gas. Global warming potential. Global warming potential helps measure how much heat 1 ton of a gas traps in the atmosphere compared to 1 ton of carbon dioxide, usually over a 100-year period. This measurement helps policymakers prioritize which gases to target for reduction. Global warming effects. Global warming not only affects the natural environment but also human life, economy, and health. The effects of global warming include environmental effects. Rising global temperature. Earth's average temperature has risen by about 1.1 degrees centigrade since pre-industrial times. If unchecked, it could rise further, leading to disrupted weather cycles and strained water resources. Melting ice and rising seas. Arctic and Antarctic ice is melting rapidly, causing sea levels to rise. By 2100, sea levels could increase by 0.6 to 1.1 meters, flooding coastal cities and contaminating freshwater sources. Extreme weather. Stronger hurricanes, more intense floods, severe droughts, and frequent heat waves are all linked to warming. These events damage infrastructure, reduce food supplies, and increase disaster risk. Effects on ecosystems. Biodiversity loss. Rising temperatures threaten species unable to adapt quickly. Coral reefs face bleaching, polar bears struggle with melting ice, and many amphibians and birds risk extinction. Impact on agriculture and vegetation. Crops like wheat, maize, and rice are vulnerable to heat and unpredictable rainfall. Changing growing seasons and more frequent drought pose food security risks. Socio-economic effects. Food security and poverty. Reduced agricultural yields cause higher food prices, malnutrition, and poverty, especially in developing nations dependent on farming. Economic strength. Countries reliant on agriculture, fisheries, and tourism face financial losses. Climate disasters also damage infrastructure and burden government budget. Human health effects. Spread of diseases. Warmer climates expand the reach of vector-borne diseases like malaria, dengue, and Zika. Waterborne diseases also increase due to poor water quality. Heat-related illness. Heat waves cause dehydration, strokes, and heart state, particularly in elderly and vulnerable populations. Urban heat island makes city dwellers more exposed. Global warming controlling solution. In order to control global warming, GSS emissions have to be reduced and adaptation measures have to be taken up. Tackling global warming requires global cooperation and local action. Both mitigation, reducing GHG emissions, and adaptation adjusting to unavoidable impacts are necessary. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Renewable energy. Shifting to solar, wind, and hydropower reduces dependence on coal and oil. Countries like Germany and China led while India is boosting solar capacity. Energy efficiency. Using energy efficient appliances, better building insulation, and public transport helps cut emissions. Electric vehicles powered by renewables offer major potential. Carbon capture and storage technology traps CO2 from industries and store it underground. Projects in Norway and Canada showcase its possibilities. Promoting sustainable agriculture and reforestation. Sustainable farming. Articles like organic farming, crop rotation, and precision agriculture reduce methane and nitrous oxide emissions. Reforestation and afforestation. Planting and restoring forest enhances carbon absorption. Initiatives like Pakistan's Billion Tree Tsunami and India's Green India missions are examples. International efforts to combat global warming. Paris Agreement 2015. Nearly 200 nations pledged to keep warming below 2 degrees centigrade and aim for 1.5 degrees centigrade. Countries submit and update climate action plans every 5 years. Other global initiatives. The UNFCCC Kyoto Protocol, COP meetings, and the Green Climate Fund are vital platforms for cooperation. Businesses also join through sustainability pledges like the Carbon Disclosure Project. Global warming adaptation strategies. Building resilient communities. Developing nations most vulnerable to climate change need disaster risk reduction programs, water management, and climate smart farming. Bangladesh floating farms are an example. Climate smart infrastructure, building flood barriers, sustainable transport systems, and green build-ups reduces risk. Urban green spaces, permeable pavements, and rooftop gardens helps fight heat and flooding.